to whoever is planning on leading, creating an advocacy or whatnot. I just want you to know that you will get there. And once you do, recognize that your power comes from the people. Power comes from the person you used to be who wanted to create change.
Hey, I'm Nathan.
Hi, I'm Raffy, and welcome back to another episode of AIESEC Leads.
Yes, and for today's show, we're going to be discussing some very important matters and also learn together as we read the room.
That's right, Nate. So, ito talaga yung spiel namin. But here in AIESEC, we strive to achieve peace and fulfillment of humankind's potential, and we do that by placing our confidence in the youth and developing their leadership potential. Because why? Because we believe that it's the fundamental solution we need today. That's
Yes,
that,
and,
pal.
yeah, and while there are a lot of brave and dedicated youth leaders in our country and around the world speaking up and taking action to improve our situations, leadership is something that can still definitely be developed and activated, so to speak, in more members of the youth. And that's what AIESEC is all about. And for this episode of Read the Room, we will be talking about youth leadership and its importance today.
And of course, we have a very special guest still with us today. He was with us last episode as we talked about the LGBTQ plus pride. Here he is again with us now to talk about youth leadership and what his experiences were being an alumnus of AIESEC and UPD. He is also a rising star in showbiz and an active advocate who stands up for what he believes in. Paolo Pangilinan, everybody. Say hello to Pao Pangs.
Yes, hello, Papangs. Hi again.
Oh, hello, hello. It's nice to see you again, Raffy, Nathan.
Yes, ayun. Hey, Pang. So how are you feeling?
Excellent, hey.
How are you really feeling? Can we get one hey AIESEC from you, Pao?
Okay, hey, AIESEC. Yeah.
What's up?
How are you
So
feeling?
Excellent.
How are you really feeling?
Excellent.
How are you really, really feeling?
Excellent.
Excellent.
Roll calls.
Yes. Thank you so much again, Pao Pangs, and for still being with us because ayun nga, we're actually just filming our episodes back to back. So ayun, thank you for joining us again in this episode of AIESEC Leads Read the Room.
We're clearly still in the same Zoom, same
Medyo
recording.
academic.
Para medyo iba na may Blackpink vibes na si Pao. So
Yes.
yes, thank you again, Pao. And before we start our discussion, like the last episode, is it okay if we have another set of fast talk questions? Would that be okay? Are you ready?
Okay, first question. Milk tea or coffee?
Coffee.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Watching Grey's Anatomy still?
Okay, what do you miss naman about UP?
Freedom. You really take it for granted when you're there.
Made me think a little. Anyway, what do you
Yeah,
miss most about AIESEC?
AIESEC, roll calls.
Yes, oh my god. Now, what's a song that you've been listening nonstop to?
Halik by Ages.
Ooh,
Start early or cram everything.
That one. Start early.
GEs or majors?
GEs. GEs.
Thank you so much, Pao, for answering yet another set of our icebreaker questions. I think that was a solid start for our episode for today, and we're more than ready to read the room. Right, Raffy?
Yes, absolutely. Definitely more than ready, Nate. And again, thank you so much, Pao. Today we're talking about youth leadership for our first question. With everything going on these days, all the concerns and issues that society faces, because there's so much going on with the pandemic and everything and social issues. So everyone is facing different kinds of issues, especially now since we're in the pandemic. I'm pretty sure a bunch of other people would think the same, that we need better leadership to help make things better. Of course, we don't really need to look any further than in ourselves as a youth to be able to become leaders, to take action, and do the things that we wish to see that our world needs. To kick off our discussion, I just want to ask you, what is a good leader for you, Bao?
A good leader inspires people to do more, makes other people feel that they're doing something important. Yeah. I guess it's kind of that simple naman na whatever you do na yung, diba, the best leaders are the ones that make you feel like you're building onto something that is going to make positive social impact, make great change, and that does motivate you to pursue a common goal, and in the process make themselves better.
Reminds me of parang, if pwede nung i-plug, yung AIESEC quality na empowering others, no? Parang ganun nga. It's very much like that. And yeah, thank you for that, Pao. And ayun, so ito naman, in our previous discussion about pride, we got to talk about, like pride and a lot of things about the experiences of the LGBT community. And it can be said that, it's a personal advocacy, which is, deeply rooted in your identity, being as a proud member of the community. As someone with a platform that continues to grow, what is the importance of this platform to you and your advocacies? And also, what can you say to people who have similar platforms like yours?
Well, the importance of my platform is that it does create it can create change at the bigger at I can't believe like that there is so much great power with that comes with visibility
Hmm.
and a great number of following. So this platform, it allows me to amplify the type of person I am. So I believe what this means to other people is that their selves are reflected at greater lengths than if they had less of a platform. Those people that have a platform similar to mine or have a greater platform than mine, of course, diba, is yung message is that work on yourself, work on your truth. Kasi not everyone is given this amount of privilege, making a positive social impact. I keep on attempting to creating more opportunities for queer folk by being out there, being visible, and letting them know that these things are possible for them. Because if I can do it, why can't they?
I loved what you said because with the influence that you have, I genuinely feel about that you are able to empower others. You are able to embody these AIESEC values. Even as an alumnus, you're still able to practice all these things. You said it yourself that not everyone has the platform, has the influence that you have. Not everyone feels like that they have the power to be a leader, to voice out their concerns. So what advice would you want to give these kinds of people with the youth with regards to standing up for causes and advocacies that they believe in, especially if they
Yeah.
find it hard to be able to voice out their own thoughts and concerns?
I want to say first that every advocacy is valid. Like, there's no advocacy too small, too little. There's no advocacy that is of overriding importance than another. This is just a small nugget of wisdom I learned from Rodora Palomar Fosnedi, who's done such great philanthropy. Who's done great advocacies. Now, when you start out as a leader, know your target market and your audience, who you want to help. If your target audience is everyone, your target audience is no one. So, like us, we empower the youth. We create and seek out opportunities for leadership, to volunteer, and to enhance our skills. No advocacy is too little. All of this, diba? Like influencers, people with platforms, our power comes from the people. So, should you be in the same position, recognize that your power comes from the people, and you should empower people. To whoever is planning on leading, creating an advocacy or whatnot, I just wanted to know that you will get there. And once you do, recognize that your power comes from the people. Power comes from the person you used to be who wanted to create change.
I hope that people are, really listening to this because it's something that, I don't know, maybe some people forget na when they get into these positions of, high positions or platforms, they got there by themselves, but we all help each other out. I like what you said na parang remember that power comes from the person that you were like before, like the people similar to who you were before. That's something we should recognize as we continue to fight this good fight and create changes. Siguro to follow that question and this discussion, looking at the present situation of our country, some members of the youth may be feeling hopeless or scared because they may be thinking na, no matter how hard we lobby for these changes, no matter how hard we fight both online and offline especially, we're not gonna see these changes kasi yun parang sometimes nararamdaman pa natin na palala lang ng palala yung sitwasyon. Thinking about that, what can you say to the youth who want to continue fighting the good fight but feel scared or feel disheartened?
I feel you. Me too. I am tired. I too am angry. I too am frustrated. And we are making steps in the right direction. Yeah, it's just so hard. I really do. I just want to say lang to that kid, like it is hard. It is cruel, unfair. And that is valid. I want you to know that. But I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't stood on the shoulders of those that have come before. I want to tell you, little fierce, beautiful kid, the you, that one day I hope that you stand on my so that we could see a better horizon. Pep squad lang, akit-akit sa shoulders. You know, I mean, like, the more shoulders that we stand on top of, the higher we get to see past the wall. And someday, one kid is gonna jump off of that wall. So don't give up. It is hard. It's always been hard. While people are still doing research on HIV/AIDS awareness, like people are still giving out condoms, people are still getting tested, people are still going out there on the streets. I am running the risk of like losing my career on the basis of like not getting any opportunities on the basis of my careerness. We're still here. We're still fighting. So you guys could see a better horizon.
Yeah, that was really beautiful. I was able to envision in my head yung horizon, being able to prop each other up, to be able to get above that wall. We should all be doing our part in fighting the good fight. We're not alone in putting forward our advocacies, but it can be so tiring sometimes, especially now because it's a pandemic. We're just at home. It can feel really hopeless. And there's still hope. We're eventually gonna reach that horizon. We're eventually gonna see the horizon. In the situation that we're in right now, it can feel really limiting because we just have our phone, we just have our laptops with us. So what can you tell the people out there who feel this way? How can you tell them to cultivate and develop their leadership within themselves despite having all these limitations?
There is power in media right now, and that's where we tend to hang a lot. This is where we're basically forced to be. So capitalize on that. And if not, you have so many skills. You are so talented, and just focus on the things you're good at. You are good at something, and maybe the virtual setup could work well in your favor. Maybe it could not, but when the doors open and like when we all get to see each other, it'd be nice to have something to share people, whether it's a talent or whether it's an advocacy or whether it's whatever it is. It could be writing. I myself am finding it hard too because, dude, I am a gymnast. I need to go to the laboratory for my to get these skills done. I need to see a freaking cadaver. Like I need to touch it. Like how could I touch them out? It's kind of hard, but little kiddo champions, leaders, and whatever they're called, they're not born in institutions. They're not born in schools. They're not born in like gyms. If you're a sport, they're born through a state of mind. They're born when you choose to be a leader.
Siguro right now, our question is, how have you practiced leadership in your profession and even outside of it? And has AIESEC influenced how you do leadership?
Of course, syempre, being in an environment where it's not only allowed but encouraged, being with people who are of a like mind and who believe in their product, who believe in cross-cultural exchange. Kasi I still do that up to this day. I still do believe that connecting with other people, the show that I'm in, has such great following from all across the globe. What difference it makes to say thank you in their language. It does create something. That's helped a lot. AIESEC has allowed me to recognize that there is a great importance in building these relationships with people who have a culture different than ours. And in so doing, we are able to translate our message towards a diverse set of people. And of course, I think my strongest suit kasi as a leader is, of course, self-awareness. I didn't get like a huge leadership position. But girl, she was the team captain of the Bakbaka. And did we win? Did we win? We did. I've been able to transfer that same love for healthy competition and how camaraderie, how the fluffy things, the camaraderie, teamwork, and all these things that parang we just think are really just distant words that we just blurt out. But in reality, they really are what we do. Camaraderie, teamwork, collaboration, cooperation. Those things na we think are just fluff are actually the ones that create a tangible, observable impact. I'm still friends with my teammates up to this day. We still check in. They still congratulate me sa show ko. Yeah, that's a lot. The friendships that I've formed with like-minded individuals who encourage leadership has still created, are still creating meaningful relationships up to this day. So kids in AIESEC, like just be your friends there, like nurture those relationships, be nice to them, do your good work. It really is gonna manifest some few years later.
Love
You
you
hear
too.
that right, ISECers. Make the most out of your experience with ISEC, be it as long as it is or as short as your stay in ISEC. Because I've been in ISEC for like a year and a half, and I've really grown so much. I've learned so much through ISEC, been able to apply all my other learnings outside of ISEC. So it's really a great experience. And I'm sure Pao was able to maximize his stay in ISEC as well. He's a great leader himself with this platform and everything, through the fluff, through all the struggles, through all the real world happenings. He was able to make the most out of it. But I really want to emphasize, Rin, how you don't have to be part of ISEC to be able to develop your
Yeah,
leadership, right?
Yeah.
Like what Pao said, it's all in the mindset that you want to be able to develop your own leadership. You want to bring out the best in others. You want to be able to emulate all these qualities. Since you're a leader yourself, Pao, I want to hear about your story. I want to hear about why you chose to step up and take the lead.
it's quite sad though, thinking that well, no one else is gonna do it. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who's brave enough to take on the job, diba? And you'd readily relinquish it for someone who obviously just more noble or something. In spaces like mine, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one yet like in the BL industry. How many have come out? But sometimes I just step up and take the lead because why not? Why the frick not? But then like what the really fun part about it is like anyone can lead, anyone can inspire people. You just have to choose to do so, I guess. It has to be a conscious decision that you work on, you cultivate and nurture. Like one, because sometimes I think no one else would, and then two, why not? And three, I guess there's something that needs to be done.
Those are very important and valid reasons, for one to take the daunting step, which is to lead. But like there are a lot of people who feel afraid to step up and lead, even though they see these possible things that they want to change, even though they want to keep certain things going because they know that it's good for people. So, what would be your word of advice to those people who are afraid to step up and lead?
There's a quote by Audre Lorde, who's a poet and an activist. Their silence had not protected them, and your silence will not protect you. It is by making visible, profound, and steady, gradual changes that we can make like a lasting, sustainable impact in the community. It's kind of sad. Na parang yeah, your silences will not protect you, man. I'm very sorry. But you, no matter what you do, everyone can be a leader. Like anyone can be a leader, I can tell you. Anyone can step up. Like something that you have to choose for becoming. But take your time. If we like this isn't the type of position that would best honor your capabilities. You never know. Parang like these leadership opportunities may be found elsewhere where you could do well. Like I didn't take a leadership position in Tech, but I considered me being a member of the team would have much greater impact than if I'd been in the position of a leader. Having a position doesn't necessarily entail leadership. Ooh. And lastly, I want to ask: are you sure you're not a leader already now?
I really appreciated that you brought up the harsh realities of having to speak up, because you mentioned leadership as a choice, and I really like the question that you asked. How are you so sure if you're not already a leader yourself? Because it is a conscious choice to be a leader, and once you make that choice of wanting to be a leader, it is our duty raise our voices, to amplify our voices. That's what we should do as leaders, and we can do so much, and anyone can be a leader, like you said. Even if you're part of a team, as a team leader, as a team member, we can all practice our own forms of leadership. This can come in many ways, but I want to hear from you, Pao. You've said so much about how it is to be a leader, how anyone can be a leader, but I want to hear more about your thoughts on what you want to see our generation do as we work towards improving our leadership, as we work towards the hopeful improvement of our future.
I'd like to see the generation. Kasi, are we in the same generation anyway?
I'd like to think so.
Yes.
Being the greater part of the population, we set the trend. We tell the world what's happening. And in that lies great power. If all of us had started feeling and thinking for one another as leaders, then the world would be a much better place. There would be better health outcomes for all. There would be an end to hunger, more lasting peace, because there is power in numbers. We should be also creative in will, in kindness, in peace, in all those things that we think are love. It is through those lovely things where we be able to see tangible, measurable, and observable changes. I wish that our generation would feel first and then think, not the other way around.
Oh my God, that was such a powerful thing to feel first before we think. And there are a lot of changes talaga that we can make. I think it's important for us to realize nga na what Pao said, we set the trend. And we should take up space as part of the population. I think we form a huge part of the population, and it's our responsibility to set the trend to let people know that there are things that we need to change. There are things that we need to fix, and to work on that together as a generation.
I really like how you said how we have power in numbers, because we take up a major population of the people. We have the power. We have the power on social media. We are the trendsetters. We have the power to forward our advocacies. We have the power to practice our leadership and to put forward what we want to achieve in the future. It's really so important that we recognize our duties to be leaders, our duties to take part in this, because we all have our part. Like I always say that we all have our role in making the future brighter for everyone.
So right, Raffy. And so are you, Pao Pangs. Really, you're such an inspiring person, and we couldn't be more grateful for you and all the valuable insights that you shared today. And I'm pretty sure that our viewers online and at home, even us right here in this call, we've definitely learned a lot from you and how we can be better youth leaders even in these trying times. Like what you said, it's a mindset. I think that was such a powerful thing to say out there. And yeah, thank you so much, Pao. Thank you so much for being with us and imparting your knowledge on us. Really amazing insights. And thank you for joining us in this episode of AIESEC Leads, Read the Room.
I want to thank you guys for having me. I'm so happy to be able to read the room with you guys and to leadership. And I'm really happy that Isaac is still up in this gig, rolling.
Yeah.
So happy to see you guys and yeah, thank you. Then yeah, just go Isaac, girl.
Thank you, Pao, for agreeing to be here with us. And gosh, Nate, that was a really good discussion. So
Yes.
is this really it for us, Nate? Or do you have more?
So catch us on our next episode of AIESEC Leads, where Pao Pangs will be answering your questions that you guys submitted about LGBTQ plus pride and youth leadership, and also Pao's experiences being this person who balances academics and also his career. So yeah, this means we'll see you again in our next episode, Pao. Thank you everyone for tuning in. See you next time here on AIESEC Leads.
Where you can be one with Isaac. Thank you and see you again soon.
Hey everyone, to catch more episode of AIESEC Leads, go follow AIESEC and UPD's pages. This is Pao Pangs, I read the room, and I'm one with AIESEC.
Yay! Meaning that it's Pride Month, so yes, to my fellow members.